Right guys, quick one. So Automobilista 2 have released some new content in the release candidate build on Steam. It's due to be GA in the next few days, I believe. But anyway, we have this new Formula Inter, right? So I've come to the Cordoba track just to have a look and see what this car is all about. So let's start it up. Now, I've no real idea what to expect on this one. From the release notes, it appears to be like a junior Formula car. It's based on the Real Series in Brazil. The car itself looks great, I have to say, as we'd expect from Rizza. So the modelling and stuff like that is bang on. I can feel a bit of the engine vibration through the force feedback in the steering wheel, so nice little effect there. It just adds to it. When you're driving, you don't really notice. It's all just road effects at that stage. Yeah, the sound of the engine on the outside is great, as we've come to expect from Rizza. But I suppose more importantly is, how does this actually drive? So yeah, let's just have a bit of a scoping lap here. So the steering wheel and the info on the dash, which is one thing actually that I look for in cars, would you believe. I like information overload. So obviously I've got the RPM, the speed, oil pressure, boost, oil pressure in bar. I have the speed obviously, and then GPS, which I'm guessing will come into its own when you're racing. And I like the little satellite symbol down the bottom left there, so maybe that's something to do with the GPS in the real car. I don't know, but quite cool, nice little addition. I'm just going to take it easy enough on the outlap here. So how the car feels, it does feel like a Formula car. It feels like a Formula 3, a bit tighter, I would argue, a little bit more weighty it feels, but yeah, no, it feels really good. I mean, it's definitely feels like a nice car. We'll get a better idea when we start pushing on a bit. But yeah, the understeer is prevalent, and as the front grips up, the back comes round with it, just as you've seen there. So that's kind of what I refer to kind of as a lazy entry that later grips up, and then the back wants to brake. Yeah, it's, you know, from a physics perspective and a vehicle handling perspective, it's exactly what you'd expect to happen, so all good there. And that's one thing that I like. Some sims bring out a Formula car and it feels nothing like an actual car, which is yeah, not cool, but this is really good so far. So let's push it a lap and see how we get on when it's on the limit. How does the car behave? What does it want to do? That's a 5-speed H pattern shifter. Into turn 1 here at Cordoba, you normally have to bleed off a bit of speed on the exit, and just as I release the throttle, I can feel mentally the car pitching down a bit, putting more downforce on the front, gets the car through the corner. Absolutely perfect. This next corner is pretty much flat in most high performance cars, and then we get into the twistier section. That corner, kind of you're waiting patiently for it to open up, and this section can be nice and flat in a high downforce type car, which this seems to have quite a bit of corner grip. It can hold a bit of lateral force through the corner, so it's a nice little Formula car. Got grip, got performance, and easy to throw around. Yeah, it feels nice off the curbs as well. Yeah, a little bit lively on entry, which yeah, it's a nice setup actually, and this is one of the default ones, so it's actually pretty good out of the box. Yeah, this feels nice over the curbs. It's one of those cars that Automobilista, they get right so often that the car feels good to drive. The physics are exactly what you'd expect a car to do, and the weight of the steering, the feedback, the information is all spot on. Off the throttle, let the front of it dip in a bit, and round it goes. It's as predictable in a handling point of view that any car should be. this is a great car. This is a great car. It's probably not the ideal track for it. Like, well, Sector 1 is all high speed, but I think it'd have some cracking races. But I can imagine on a tight, twisty type track, this would be absolutely epic. Just feeding the throttle to counter a bit of understeer, then just letting the car do its thing in this section, and feel the steering weight ramping up just perfectly. I mean, yeah, just still taking a handy. I'll try for a push lap next time, but you know, third lap into a car probably won't be the best lap, but I'll go for I'll try and push it on the next lap. But I'm really impressed, like, with the force feedback. I mean, it's one thing that, you know, anyone that watches this channel will know that I'm typically an ACC type driver, but every time I jump back into AMS2, I'm just constantly reminded of how good the force feedback is and the quality of what those guys actually produce. If they got the online thing sorted out, man. Right, let's go for a bit of a push lap. Yeah, it's a push lap without a setup, so I'll do my best. And bear in mind, this is like going my third lap in the car, full stop, so I have to get the pre-excuses in, guys. Got too greedy there and pushed out, but driver error more than anything else. Alright, bit of setup work. I think we could iron out a bit more time for sure, but yeah, what a car. Really, really, really nice car. Yeah, really like that one, guys. Let's have a quick look at the replay. Yeah, it just does everything right. The feeling of it, I get all this crap off the screen. How it feels, the steering weight, what it's telling you through the feedback. You probably noticed particularly on that last lap, I was just snapping out the throttle because I could feel the rotation kind of coming in. Then you'd want to take it off, come in, take it off. Now, obviously, that's probably not the quickest way around the track, right? So, with a bit of setup work, we'd get that a lot more balanced. But for the sake of this review, if you like, I thought, given that I don't have a setup, I'm going to rely on some, let's say, driver manipulation to get the car turned and stuff like that. But yeah, this is an epic little car, guys. Really, really nice car to drive. A lot of fun. Feels good. Behaves as you'd expect. The sound and let's say the graphical, the visual representation is absolutely brilliant. I used to be a big fan, well, still am a big fan of the Formula 3 car in AMS2, but I have to say this is up there as far as like Formula cars, open wheelers go. This is definitely superb, absolutely superb. And it's the type of car that is it's not difficult to drive either. You know, I think it's one of those cars that you'll be able to take online, have a fun race without having to worry about crashing or spinning or whatever. So yeah, give this a go, guys. Brilliant, brilliant car. And if you don't have it, I don't know if Risa have actually released this update yet, but If you have Steam, go into your Steam folder, do the usual right-click thing into your Steam game properties, and opt in for the pre-release build, which is the release candidate. And then, if you don't have it selected already, and you do select release candidate, then this will begin to download the latest version of Automobilista 2, which has this car, and has the historic version of Bathurst, which is what I'm going to jump onto next, I think. But yeah, definitely give this one a go, guys. Brilliant car. And yeah, until the next one.